Hello everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading, and we're going to be doing it on what makes you so cool. Because don't you want to know that? I mean, you're walking around, you're getting groceries, and you're like, what makes me so cool? Like, why do people want to hang out with me? Why do I feel so good right now? Why am I just like vibing so good right now? Why are people attracted to my energy? And like, what makes me cool? Because, like, I feel like we don't always know what makes us cool because we're not like looking at ourselves from the outside, but then other people can really see it well, and we don't always have like that perspective. So I'm here to bring that perspective to you right now. This is for fun, so not everything may resonate, but I hope that most of it does resonate, as it is a very intuitive reading. So anyway, let's get right into it. I'm just gonna clear the energies a little bit, and then we're gonna pick some piles for y'all. I think I'm gonna let's do 4 piles so that we can basically just get a very specific reading, okay? Because I know it's general, but I want to try and make it as specific as I can. So we have the first card, pile 1, pile 2, 4 of Swords, pile 3, Justice, pile 4, what's this one? 1 second, 9 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Okay, so you can go ahead and pick your pile again if you weren't sure. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Okay, so go ahead and see which one resonates for you, and I'll meet you at your reading. Hey everybody, so if you chose pile 1, the 2 of Pentacles, very good choice. We're going to see what your reading has entailed for you. So pile 1. What makes pile 1 spirit? What makes pile 1 so cool? First off, we have the Queen of Swords. So you're very decisive and action-oriented. So I'm getting that you kind of are just the type of person to go with for what you want, and you don't really like follow the crowd too often. Like, you're pretty much just on your own track, like on your own kind of just on your own vibe, like, and you do things in a very forthright, very kind of quick, straight to the point matter, where like you know, like A, B, C, D, and you do it. You don't just talk about it, you actually like go out there and do it. And I think people really look up to you. They really think that's cool, because not everybody can do that, and not everybody can like follow through with it. And I feel like you have this sort of action-oriented, goal-oriented way of thinking in your brain, and then you can actually follow through with it. So that's something that makes you really cool. And just kind of like the fact that you know what you want, and you're not afraid to go out there and get it, is something that makes you really cool and different from a lot of people. And just the fact that you have so much courage, a lot of people think that's also really cool, and they just really look up to you that way, because that's not easy. Oh my gosh, that one flew out. Okay, So you have the Six of Wands. I love this card. This is like, oh, this is such a good card. This is about like someone who really has a lot of pride, but not in like an egotistical way, just in a way that's like, they respect themselves, they're very graceful. um like his head is up, he's leaning back. Like I feel like you're just very graceful in everything that you do, and that is also a really cool thing because that means you're calm. And it's just like not everybody's so graceful like that, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when people see you, um, they just kind of know that you're just feeling calm, you're feeling good, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you're just someone that is, you like to ride with people who are also successful. And I feel like you're probably really good at reading energies, and that's something that's really cool. Not everybody can do that, but I feel like you're really good at that, and you're really good at kind of just knowing when to sit back and observe things and read into people to see, okay, who can I work with? Who is going to be having fun with me? Who is going to be kind of just letting go of everything and just kind of enjoying the ride? And who's going to be able to have that balance, of, back to that card you picked, have that balance of like working hard enough but also like having fun, you know what I mean? So I feel like you're really graceful in that way. Like the way that you can balance work and play is very graceful. And I feel like even when you're working, there's a lot of fun to be had with you. You're maybe cracking jokes, you're maybe just really enjoying and loving what you do. And I think everybody around you who's working with you loves that about you, and everyone who's on your side, on your team, is just like cheering you on, and they really love that you're a part of the team, and they like don't know what they would do without you. um so that's kind of what I'm getting for this card. And yeah, so that is really cool. Okay. Oh, okay, another card came out. Okay, so the Knight of Wands. So yeah, like I was saying, like you have all this passion, like you have all of this like very passionate energy that you are like not afraid to go full throttle for what you believe in, for what you love. um, and you're going to take those people with you who you know will support you, but you're also going to keep going regardless of the haters and the naysayers and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really cool. And then I also just wanted to say another thing that I'm getting is that you are always dressed very laid back, but also classy. And it's like when people see you, they think like, oh wow, like where did they get that? Like that looks so simple, but like so fancy at the same time, and like a really good quality. But then at the same time, it doesn't look like they put a lot of effort into it. Like, oh wow, like they're dressed really earthy, but like it really suits them. And like I feel like they would even look good if they went to a concert like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like your style, it's almost like foresty, sort of like you'd be like going into the forest, but then it also looks so good because it's so unique, and it actually looks very high quality too. um so yeah, it doesn't look like you have like a bunch of twigs and mud on you. It's just it's kind of like if you picture like a fairy story, like with fairies, and it's like this kingdom, and that's like what a fairy would wear, but it would be like an earth fairy who would be really good at like gardening and at like um how do I explain, like at adventuring, that kind of thing. Who would be like talking to the plants and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like when people see you, they really admire your style, but they feel like they couldn't replicate it because it's just so unique and they don't know where you've gotten any of your clothes. Maybe you make your clothes, I'm not sure. But yeah, just your style is very classy and elegant, but also laid back at the same time, which is really cool. Okay, let's see what else. I'm having so much fun with these readings. I haven't done a pick a card in a while, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it a regular thing. But well, anyway. Okay, so the Tower. I feel like when people first get to know you, first meet you, like it really sets them off their regular train of thought. Like it really sets them off their regular path or like energy, because it's just such a shock. Like everything about you kind of shocks their system and it kind of triggers them, but like I think in a good way, unless like they decide to give in to jealousy. But I think most people are just like really like awed by you when they first meet you and first see you, because like um because you have sort of this dichotomy of being like very laid back, spiritual, like very easygoing, very graceful. And then at the same time, they can tell maybe by what you talk about or how you speak or how you move, like, oh wow, like they're not messing around though. Like they know what they want, and they've taken, like I can see they've made like really courageous decisions and taken big risks to get to where they are, and like they're still doing that. Like they're still willing to take risks and take these big leaps, and that's why it kind of like sets them off of it, because like, wow, like this person is so calm, but at the same time like they're so like they use their sword when they need to, like they're so bold, and they're like, wow, like they're kind of like, how can I be this way? But then also like, I don't know, like they're probably not sure if they can be like you, but they just really think that it's something to look up to. And they're just like the Tower, like they see you in this tower and they're like, wow, like I'm down here, like they're great. Like, so I think that's something that's really cool about you, is that your ability to work with other people and work so well and work towards your goals in such a calm way and have this balance. But then at the same time, like when you need to, you really get going and you make that horse, you giddy up that horse, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's something that's really cool. Let's get another card from this deck for you. What is so cool about pile 1? What is so cool about pile 1? I want to know. Yeah. See? I said it. I was saying it this whole time. Temperance. So you are just so calm with everything you do, and like even when you are even when it is sort of a turning point or a crucial time for you, like you still stay calm. You're like, I know it's gonna work out, like I trust in God or the universe or whoever, whatever force that you're trusting in. But you're like, I just trust that this is gonna work out. And then like, yeah, you're just calm through that whole time. And even in times, well, obviously there's always times where everybody's gonna be a little bit like nervous. So even when you're like nervous, it's like for a short period of time, and then you can like somehow, like you always have like your logical brain there, even if like your emotions are heated, like you always have like your logical brain side of you, and you're able to kind of have that perspective to bring that logical side in, to be like, okay, like I know that like this is a big deal, like yeah, I recognize that, but like I'm not gonna let myself get sucked into those emotions, because I know that like if I stay calm, everything's gonna go a lot better and a lot easier, and like I deserve to feel good even when I'm working hard, or even when I'm making this big decision or making this big change. So I feel like you really value calmness, and that's why you're so good at it, because it's like probably one of your core values. And like that's so cool. Like that is so cool. Like not a lot. I'm telling you, like not a lot of people can do that. It's very special to be able to do that. Like even in the darkest times, I feel like you're still calm. Even when people, everything around you, everybody around you is like, oh my God, what's going on? You're just there, like, you're just there chilling, you know? And that is really amazing. So yeah, that's your reading. Thanks so much. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so please like and subscribe if you liked this. That was so much fun. Okay, so you know what, I'm gonna put these back. Don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself. Okay. Hi, Pile 2. This is your reading, and you got the Four of Swords to start with. So I feel like you're someone who, maybe you're sort of slow and steady when you start off with things, and maybe you take the time to rest, you take the time to kind of assess the situation before making any decisions, which is a really good thing. Like, I think it's really good to wait a second before you get into anything and just kind of like meditate on it, because this guy, like, even though he's laying down, he has his hands together, so it could also definitely be interpreted as like he's meditating, he's kind of waiting for things to kind of turn his way. And he's also like asking for help from his ancestors, because in the stained glass window we see like his ancestors. So I feel like you are either, before a big change or before a big decision, you'll be like, wait, like I'm still gonna take my time, like I know it's almost like the due date or it's almost that time, but like wait a second, I still need more time, I want to make the right decision, I'm gonna ask my ancestors, I'm gonna ask my friends about this, I'm gonna like journal about this. So that's really cool, because like you're always kind of level-headed when you end up getting into anything, and you think everything through, and that's really cool because it works out well for you a lot. And this isn't to say you're like trying to control the situation so much, because I feel like it could be misinterpreted as that, but it's more like you just want to be logical about it, and also you do want that divine wisdom, you do want that divine knowledge to guide you, and so you are willing to surrender the control and give it up to the universe and ask what they think you should do and follow in that way. So you kind of like, I think you're very good at co-creating and not just like manifesting because you want that, you know, you're very good at like, no wait, like I want it to be good for everybody. I want it even to be good for my ancestors and stuff like that. So that's really good. And then you have the Six of Cups. So yeah, I feel like you do kind of like look back at your past situations and kind of see, before you get into something new, like you see like, okay, how did it go in the past with a similar situation, or how did it go with that person now that they're coming back around again, or like if it's a new experience, you'll be like, okay, like I remember I had a similar experience where like I went to Orlando, I'm just being random, but like where I went to this place and like this is how it went, so like maybe I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I feel like you try and like compare these new decisions and like the factors in your new decisions, you try and compare them to previous experiences, and you try and find similarities so that you can know like if you should get into it or not, which is really interesting. So you kind of like, maybe it's because you don't want to repeat your past mistakes. Okay, pile 2. What's so cool about pile 2? Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups, which is kind of a funny one. Like, a lot of people see this one as being ungrateful, but I feel like it's a very different meaning for you here. I think, let me just tune in for a minute. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe it is similar. Like, I feel like it's saying that um I think sometimes you wait a bit too long. I'm thinking that's what this is meaning. Like, sometimes there's things where it is a really great opportunity, but you overthink it and you can't really enjoy it to the full extent, if you know what I mean. Because, like, that's part of life, is just like embracing things and enjoying them. But then I think sometimes you overthink it to the point of like, when you do finally say yes, it's like not as good. And like kind of some of the magic has left because it wasn't like in divine timing when you accepted it. You waited too long. So I think that's what this is saying. Like, even though it's good to kind of assess the situation, make sure you're making the right decision, sometimes you have to just jump into things, and that's what like spirit wants us to do. So I would say, like, I think you're someone who really takes their time with things, and that's something that's cool because it shows like a lot of self-restraint, and it shows that like you're okay with being laid back, and it shows kind of like you know your worth. Like, you don't feel like you have to rush for anything or anyone. But at the same time, I feel like there is situations where spirit wants us to go. They want us to move. Like, I've pulled cards where it's like time to go. Like, angels are like, you better move your ass. you know? And that's just so that we can really get the rewards, because sometimes, like, in order for the divine to give us these earthly things that we want, we have to move our butt and our heads and everything. And it's not so often, but there is times when it does happen, and that's when we can really fully like reap the rewards and really feel the full grace and the beautifulness and the wonders of like what it really means to be alive. And like, let me think of an example. Like, okay, let's see. Okay, so pretend you're like applying for a job, right? Okay, so you apply for, let's say you apply for like 50 jobs and you get 3 offers. And one of them is something that you've been hoping for a long, long time, but you have to move to a different city. But it's something that you're so passionate about, and like you think you could do it, like you think it's good. Another job is within the city, but it's like low pay and it's not as great. It's not as passionate about the other one. And then the third one is, let's just say the third one is just like a good paying job. It's really easy, but like you're not really passionate about it. Okay, so like you have those 3 jobs, right? And you're like, okay, well, like for the first one, you're just thinking so much. You're like, oh my God, like I have to move cities. Like, that is just going to be so much work, but it's actually like not that far away, right? And it's something that like you've been wanting for a while, and you're just like, oh, but like they say I'll have to move like pretty soon, and like no, like I just need to think about it and stuff, like you might lose that opportunity because it might be really sought after job, or just, I don't know, like they might need someone, right? So then they might just like hire someone else, and then you'll be like, oh well, like I was just like sitting there not doing anything, and like now I have to settle for like this lower job because like I wasn't willing to do the earthly things that spirit needed me to get to where I wanted to go. So that's just like one example. So that's a little bit of advice, but I want to keep going on what's so cool about you. because I know that's something you need to work on, but we want to kind of keep this. I wanted this to be a fun reading, but again, there are things that just come out and I have to tell you them. Okay, so you have the Hermit. So yeah, that's really cool because I feel like anytime someone's a hermit, it's like, it means that they're probably very artsy, very creative. What else? Yeah, like you just shine a light on things that not a lot of people think about because you take that time away. And when I feel like when you go out again, you have this inspiration to share with people. And it's always something like maybe it's philosophical ideas that are so amazing. Or it's like a new invention, or it's like a painting, right? And it's something that, like, or even it could be just ideas from books you've been reading. Like, you could be just feeling more empathetic because you've connected to characters in a book really well. So, like, that is something that is so valuable, and that's something that I think people really like about you, because even when they miss you, they know that, like, when they get to see you again, like, it's just going to be so much fun talking to you because you're so creative and you have such a rich mind. Okay, so then we have the King of Wands. So yeah, like, King of Wands, King of inspiration, ideas, creativity, King of the arts, you know, king of traveling. Maybe you like to travel on your own, you know? And so people really admire that about you because it's like you're like this wealth of knowledge, and they don't even have to read a book. They can just talk to you. And so yeah, I feel like you're really cool that way. And I think you, because you're the Hermit, I think you also really know how to protect your energy. And I feel like people who know how to protect their energy have the best energy because they protect all of that goodness within them, and they're feeding it back to themselves constantly. And um, so like when you're ready to go out, when you want to go out and socialize, like, people are so happy to be around you because you just have this life-giving energy that we can see from the light here. And like, I want to talk about your style because I think your style is probably quite eccentric, and it's very colorful, I think. And if it's not super colorful, then it's probably just you have a lot of really unique pieces, or maybe the jewelry you wear is very unique, or if you're a guy, maybe you have like these cool bracelets, or you have like piercings or something where it's just like really like makes you stand out and makes you kind of look hippie, maybe a little bit punkish, but I feel like it just really represents who you are, and that like you have so many interests, and they're all kind of like, a lot of the things are just like stuff you do on your own. So I'm getting a very like alone energy, which is totally okay. Like, I'm a loner a lot of the time too, and I feel like that's where you can get like some of your best ideas. So it's just from like being alone, you know? So yeah, I feel like when you go out, people really notice your style, and they're like, whoa, like, that person, like that guy, that girl is just so stylish and like a very off kilter, like very eccentric, very, yeah, all these words I've said before, but like colorful, like very different, very unique type of way. And so yeah, that's what I'm getting. Like, you're just very bold in the way you dress, and you don't care. Like, you just dress the way that makes you feel good. Maybe you wear like kind of longer pants, or like kimonos, or like dresses, or if you're a guy, like kind of like long sleeve, long pants, flared pants. Yeah, that kind of thing. Maybe lots of layers. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really getting like people really notice your style and they're just like, wow, like that really suits them. I couldn't pull that off, but like that really suits them. So it's just very like hippie, but really out there and fun and cool. Yeah. So anyway, that's your guys' reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you can just like it, and you can also subscribe if you want. I'll try and post more of these. Okay. Bye. Hi, pile 3. So if you chose the Justice card, this is your reading. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm getting that you are someone who is either in or is going to be in a position of power, who is very level-headed, who cares about other people, even strangers. And yeah, that's like the main. I think it's like this very calm energy, but at the same time, very powerful energy. So I think that's what's really one thing that's really cool, because you have a lot of power, but like you know when to use it, and you do it in such a calm way. It's almost like in the background, but you're so good at it. And like if you want something to be done, like it'll happen, and so people will know that they can go to you if they want to get something done. And I think sometimes you don't realize your power, but that's something that's really cool about you, is like you're very just like easygoing, but at the same time, like if you see something's not right, you just have to say the word, and you will probably be able to change something around that situation, you know? So people probably, if you're in school and like the teacher isn't teaching things properly, then they'll be like, hey, can you go and like tell the teacher like they're not teaching it right? And you'll be like, okay, sure. And you just like send an email, and then the teacher is like completely so much better after that. Or like, what else? I don't know. Like, okay, say if there's like a homeless person, like, and then your friend's like, oh my god, I feel so bad for that homeless person, but I don't know what to do for them. And you'll just be like, oh, whatever. And you'll just like go and buy them a sandwich, or like give them some change and be like, there you go. And you'll just like ask how their day's going, and you know, like you just don't care, but you'll like help people, and it really like turns their day around. And it just kind of makes sense to you. Like it's just really natural and easy for you. So that's something people find really cool, because it's just like a natural gift that like not everyone has. And then we have the death card. So I feel like something that is cool about you is that you always come out from the ashes better than how you went into the ashes. You know what I'm saying? Like you always reinvent yourself more beautiful the next time, like one step higher the next time that you come out of a hardship that you've been through. So people really admire that about you, because I think you know within yourself that even when you go through something hard, that it's going to make you it's going to teach you something. It's going to make you more wise. It's going to make you more empathetic, and that it's going to elevate you to the next level. It's going to make you see the world in a more whole way than you did before. So I think you yourself appreciate the hard things that you've been through, and you come out reborn, and you come out renewed, actually. When other people might get bogged down by it, you come out renewed, and you come out shining. And that is so amazing, and that is something that is so cool about you, because it's like you internalize these things that happen to you, and they shape you into this new person, and they bring out an even different side of you, a more enriched side of you, a more glowing part of your soul that couldn't have been shown unless you had gone through that. So it's like almost like it's like I'm seeing like this this how do you this sculpture, and like every time you go through something, a new detail, a new beautiful carving, and beautiful shine comes to it every time. It's like there's even more depth added to this sculpture, and that makes it that much more beautiful to look at, and that much more intriguing and intense and delicate, and um, that much more intricate, because of all that it's been through, and because of all of the hard work that went into it. Like each time you go through something, it's like more work. You do more work on yourself to get out of it, and that makes you that much more interesting, because you have these experiences under your belt of things that you've learned from that were so incredibly difficult, but yet you were strong enough to go through them, and you came out even better than before, and you came out with something so valuable. So yeah, while you're going through these things, it might not be pretty, but when you come out of them, you look gorgeous, and it's because like on the outside and on the inside, like there was this change that happened, but because you just embrace those changes, and you really kind of lead the way for other people for how they can deal with these hardships in their lives. Okay, let's see what else. What else is cool about pile 3? I'm getting this one. Okay, 4 of Pentacles. So yeah, I was getting like a very responsible energy from this pile. Just like you kind of keep on top of everything. You're not just extravagant, gonna spend your money on anything. You protect what's important to you, which is really good quality. You protect your family, your loved ones, your hard-earned friendships, your education, whatever it is that you can protect, you're gonna protect it, and you're going to really safeguard it. And I think you might be a mother, you might be like a caregiver for young kids, so I feel like it's just with this energy, you must be protecting other people and not just yourself, your friends, and like your mom and dad or whatever, your sister. Like I'm just getting from this energy, you must be some sort of caretaker or caregiver, even if it's just for a pet, or for a younger cousin or something. But I'm just getting like anyone who is younger than you, who you take care of, like they really appreciate it, and it's like you were called to do that, like you were meant to do that, and that's something that's really cool about you, that you just take care of people so well, and you just know what to do, and you know how to handle things, and you just really know how to nurture other people. And then we also have I love this card. This is the 7 of Pentacles. So I feel like you probably, you work very hard. I'm getting like a very hardworking energy from this pile. So that's another cool thing and something that people inspired by. But I'm getting from this is that, you work hard so that you can have that downtime, and like I see that you do have a lot of free time for yourself, or time to go travel, or time to pamper yourself, because like you work so hard, and I think it's just in your nature, and I think you don't really realize how hard you work, but then you'll stop for like a week, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like, or even just for like a day, and you'll be like, oh wow, like I guess I've been like making some progress. Like I didn't really realize, because I was just kind of like going through the motions, like just going through life, you know? But yeah, I'm just getting this sort of very, I think it's like you know when to go hard and then you know when to relax and pull back. And I feel like most of the time you are working very hard, but like the byproduct of this is that you can really enjoy your money, enjoy your material success. I see you as being a successful person. And so, yeah, I just see that when you stop, you kind of are wondering, like, I think sometimes because you're successful, you're kind of wondering, like, who do I give this energy to that I've accumulated? Or who do I give these resources to that I've accumulated? Who do I give this money to? Like, I think you kind of, you look back on the hard work you've done and what you've acquired, and you're kind of like, well, okay, now what? Like, what do I do with this? And like, how do I put this to good use? So maybe sometimes you struggle with that, but I don't think that's a very bad problem to have. I think that's a really good problem to be having, that you're like, what do I spend my money on? Or like, who can I help with this money? Like, I think sometimes you're probably like, I want to like help people who need this money, who are like worse off than me. Or if it's not money, then like if it's resources, or if it's just good energy that you have, or if it's just strength, that even strength is, I think you can see it as a pinnacle of strength, that you're like, okay, well, I'm done working for a bit now, and I'm ready to share this wisdom. I'm ready to give this strength to other people. Like, definitely, I think you have a lot of wisdom to share, and you don't always know who to spend that on or who to give it to. But when you do, I think it's really useful, and I think people really appreciate it. So I would say, like, just follow your intuition on that. And I think you're already doing a good job, like, with your friends and family of sharing it with them. But even, like, don't be afraid to help random strangers, or even if you get an intuition, like, to send a text to someone that you haven't talked to in a while, to kind of share that wisdom. If you hear like a friend of a friend is going through something really hard, like, don't be afraid to get down and dirty and really like get deeper and kind of pour your heart out to them, of like when you went through something similar, how you dealt with it. Because I think we don't realize who we can help wherever we are. Like, even if we're at a party, there's actually always like an opportunity to get deeper and get to the nitty gritty of something, because we're all human, we're all dealing with something really dark. And so, like, it doesn't matter where you are, you know? Like, just if you feel called to, if you feel like the conversation's heading there, then I would definitely say share this wisdom and this strength, because that is such a valuable thing. And even more, arguably, even more valuable than money is the ability to share wisdom and change someone's life in a small or big way with the words that we say. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay, let's get a couple more cards. But yeah, I think people can tell that, like, before even meeting you, they can tell how wise you are just by the way you carry yourself, maybe by your gaze. They can just tell, like, wow, this is someone who's been through a lot. I can just tell their strength. And I can tell, like, they're always going to keep fighting. And, like, I can tell they take care of everything. They do everything in kind of a just way with integrity. You know, justice is also about integrity. So you're someone that always does the right thing, even if it's the hard thing, you know? And you're not afraid to go through these lessons. Like, you know that's part of life. And that's something everyone has to deal with. So that's something really cool, because people know, like, that they can relate to you in some way or another. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups. So you're also not afraid to walk away from things that aren't serving you. Like, I feel like you're very much, out of all the three piles, this is very much a pile of, like, no bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna put my energy into that. Are you kidding me? That's going nowhere. Why would I do that? That's a waste of time. Or like, I'm not gonna help that person. They're not really appreciative. They're not trying to help themselves. Why should I help them? You know, like you only put your energy into things or into people that are actually gonna go somewhere, you know, or that they're actually working hard too, or you see that there's good prospects within it. So I feel like there has been a lot of things that you've had to say no to, and I think you're okay with that. I think you're probably at peace with that, and I think people really like that about you, and that's why that really makes you cool, because like it means that you have the time, the energy, and it means like you're paving the way and you're clearing out all the things that aren't good, and you're making room. You can really make room and time for the things that are worth it in this life, and um, you can really make big steps towards your goals in a shorter period of time, because you're not afraid to say no, or you're not afraid to walk away from those things, and you really have the discernment to be able to tell the difference between what is something that would serve you and what wouldn't. And I think that really like shortens the amount of time that is wasted, that a lot of people might be wasting on things, you know, because I think you can really see through the bullshit probably, and that's something I can do that too. And I think that's something that is so valuable, because I think then you can really kind of suss out what's really worth it for you in this life, because we only have so much time in this lifetime anyways, depending on what you believe in. But in this lifetime we only have about 100 years, right? Which is interesting, because I heard that is now the new lifespan for how long we are living, and I believe it, especially if you're leading a healthy lifestyle. And just because like the amount of labor, we don't have to do much physical labor in our life, so I think that significantly increases our lifespan. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, this is a really beautiful thing, even though it might be hard. It might even break your heart sometimes to turn away from people or opportunities. I think because you do have such a big heart, but like in the end, it always serves you. You always come out on the better end of it. You know, you always get the good end of the stick, so to speak. Like you always kind of, I think you're happy that you made those decisions to walk away, you know, and you had those great boundaries, because on the other side of that is the sun. Is these mountains, is these new opportunities, is these new ways of thinking, is these completely new jobs, like these revolutionary experiences that no one has experienced yet, and that you are paving the way for other people, and other people are coming with you, and other leaders are also seeing the value in going towards this new path. And I think you're going to be really surprised and awestruck at all of the beautiful magic and blessings that are there for you. And I really mean that. That is coming from spirit. That last sentence I wasn't even really saying. That was just spirit speaking through me. So I think you don't even know the magic and the beauty of what is in store for you, because you were able to say no to the things that weren't right for you. So that is super exciting, and I just want to leave it on that really exciting, free, expansive note. So thank you so much for watching, and if you want to keep watching, I'll probably post another pick a card, since I'm just getting started, but I'm really enjoying them. So yeah, if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. I promise I'll post another one soon. Okay, bye guys. if you chose pile 4, then this is your reading. So I'm really not sure. I'm sure on a lot of cards, but this one I wasn't sure about. So for the 9 of Wands, I'm just going to read you what they have in the book. This card is this representation of strength and resiliency, even through difficult times. It is a symbol of hope and encouragement. So I feel like it's sort of like there's all these things that are cluttering up his space, his mind. There's all these obstacles. Some of them are going well, some of them not so well, but like he's still able to stay standing, to stay strong, to keep a level head on him, and to sort of stand amongst all of these difficulties and stay resolute in what he wants. His face looks quite stubborn, and like he's like, I'm ready to get rid of some of these obstacles, you know? So I feel like that's something that's really cool about you is even when you have a lot of things going on, you're still strong, you're still able to get through it. You don't give up. And another symbol for strength is the dragon, the Chinese dragon. So I feel like people can very much see you as a dragon, even if they don't consciously realize it. And I think you kind of have this fire within you to get through things in life and to get to where you want to. So that is very cool that you have this card to start out with. I can really see your fighter, and yeah, you really have this inner fire stoked within you a lot of the time. And I think this really probably pays off for you well, and it really inspires other people because they see this in you and they think, well, maybe I shouldn't give up so quickly or so easily, or maybe if I tried a bit harder, then I could get to where I want to be, you know? And I think they really see you as a source of strength and inspiration, and especially anybody close to you, if they're going through difficult times, they remember you, and they know that they shouldn't give up, and they know that on the other side of hard work is something that they had wanted, and is something that they deserve, and you know that it is possible. It really is possible if they put their efforts towards it to make it out of there. As long as they just stay positive. I feel like half of the battle sometimes is just staying positive, and so I think you must be a really positive person to be able to get through these things. Oh, sorry about that. I had an alarm go off. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what's so cool about pile 4. We have the Emperor. Yes, so this very much goes with the energy that I'm getting. Is just someone very decisive, very goal-oriented, very not temperamental, almost like temperamental when things don't go their way, but it's like it's kind of like not like a temper, but I'm just getting this very stubborn energy of like you're always ready to just fight for what you want, and you're just like, I'm always on my game so that I can get to where I want to be, and just so I can really enjoy life to the fullest, and so I can support someone else along the way, you know? I feel like this is a very masculine energy, and yes, so you guys are, and I just felt water in my shirt. I had to pause and resume this again. Okay, we're just gonna try and get through this. So you guys are my hectic pile, I think. Like, even though you know you're very strong and stubborn and you want to get through these things, and you're very decisive about certain things, I think that can kind of run you into trouble sometime because you're so headstrong on that one thing. So you just have to be a little bit careful with that. But sorry, I'm laughing. It's just kind of the energy. I'm sure you guys know it can be a little bit hectic. But in saying that, I think that something that's really cool about you is that you are able to still get through things. And people might kind of look at you and be like, wait, was that the same person who was doing all of that crazy stuff? Is that the same person and now they have their own business, or like now they just got a new job? Like what? Oh, now they just graduated or something like that, where it's like you're always kind of onto new and better things, and you always like do succeed in the end, in a lot of areas in your life, and people are just like, whoa, like what? Wait a second, like back it up, like they're already on to the next thing, on to the next step, and like they actually did everything properly. What? Because I think like when it's not time to like put your head down and go, I think you're very just like all over the place, and that's just your energy, that's your personality, and I think you kind of enjoy and revel in that a little bit because you are just like such a goofball, and you're very passionate, but you can be very passionate about things that you love but that aren't really like going anywhere, which is important. Like it's important just to have like pointless things that we love that are really fun. So I think that's like kind of why you come off kind of like chaotic. Excuse me. Chaotic, but then you always do succeed, and you are like achieving goals is the main thing. Like I get that you are a very high achiever and you have the ability to consistently achieve goals. Like you're consistent, and that's what really shocks people. And I think that's something that's so cool about you, because like you surprise people, and they're just like, whoa, like I never would have thought that guy like knew what was up and like had his shit together. Like I never would have thought, because he's such a goofball, and like he seems like he's one place then the next, like he doesn't really know what he's doing. So yeah, we have the Hanged Man. So I think like from the outside, like you don't really plan a lot, like you don't really from the outside, people are like, no, that person like was just getting drunk the other night with his friends. Like, no, we don't gotta worry about him. Or like, if that's a competition, or like if it's your family, they'll be like, oh my god, yeah, like I doubt they're gonna do that. They said they were going to, but like I doubt it. Like they're out there like having a good time, but they're not really like focused on their bag or whatever it is. And then you'll just plan, you'll have your fun, but then you take your time and you will be alone, and you'll be like planning so methodically, and you'll be like writing down, okay, this and this and this, and you'll be contacting this person and this person, and getting everything to like align just right so that you can get to your goal. And so I feel like you're very social. Like the way you achieve goals is like socially, like you get people in with you, and you're very good at communicating so that you can get there. And I think you also might sometimes, like if you're out partying, you might bring this sort of hanged man energy, like about your ideas for your business, or like thinking differently, getting new perspectives. The hangman is about getting new perspectives. So you might also be like talking in a nonchalant way at a party to someone you don't really know, and you'll kind of be like hinting at it, but you'll never let them know like what you're actually up to. And then they'll kind of like say something, and then that's your way of like getting a new idea for this new goal you have, and that's your way of like kind of achieving it. So you kind of, and then for the people that are closer to you or like involved in business with you, you will like tell them much more, and you'll really like collaborate well with them. So I think this very like upbeat, fiery, outgoing energy really suits you well in business, because you really like use those skills in order to get like different opinions and different insights into how you can be successful. So yeah, you really take the time to plan and to collaborate, and you take the time out, like you take the time away. Like you definitely have your fun, but I mean, there's still a lot of hours in the day, so we can all go have fun, but at the same time, then we can go back home and figure out what we need to do, and we can do our Pomodoro technique. Okay, I'm just saying, if you want to use Pomodoro, it's great. If you don't, but yeah, we can be really efficient in a really small amount of time. I feel like you could be I'm just saying, some of you, not all of you, might have ADHD. So I think that's how you're able to be so productive in a small amount of time. You might have like hyper focus. But anyway, then, okay, so we have the Six of Swords, which this is like a really good card too. So I feel like if you haven't traveled yet, there's going to be travel in your future. And I think that's something that is really cool about you, is like, and that other people see that's cool about you, is like you're willing to travel. Like you're willing to like go out there and go explore and try and live in a different country, try and live in a different city, to sort of elevate your soul and to make new gains on your goals, maybe to expand your business, maybe to take a different area of study, or just to be in a new environment, to be more invigorated in life, regardless of what you're doing for work. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're really just courageous in that way, and I feel like the new people that you're going to meet is like a big motivator for moving to a different place, or even just for traveling for a vacation. Maybe you're going to take these longtime friends with you to travel. But I think people who don't know you, they can definitely tell that you're someone who's well-traveled, or that travel is something that is really important to you. So I would just say, like, keep doing that. And yeah, that's something that is really, because not everyone like is willing to travel so much, and has that as like one of their life vocations. And I'm seeing that I think that's intrinsically one of your vocations in this lifetime, is to travel quite a lot, actually. And then we have the Magician. So I feel like that's even more encouragement and confirmation that you should be traveling, and you should take advantage of any little trips you can go on, or save up any money you can, or just be open to manifesting travel, or even if it's with your family, or yeah, I'm just seeing like business and travel together, or like these vacations. So I'm seeing that you are a very powerful natural manifester. So I'm seeing that anything you want, even if you feel like it's not possible, you're a very powerful manifester. So I would really watch some manifestation videos. I would really try and harness the energy of the new moon, and write down, and I just got chills as I said that. So I think that would really help you, is to try and look up manifesting on the new moon, harness the power, look at what astrological sign the moon is at the time of the new moon, and I want you to go and write down the top 10 things that you would like to manifest in that month on the new moon. And it has to be the night of the new moon, and I want you to hold that belief that you deserve it and you're going to get it. And I want you to take steps towards it, because we also have to do things. We have to take action to get there as well. It's not all just magic. It is magic, but at the same time, we have to do these earthly things to get there, right? So I really want you to focus on manifesting, and I think that some of these dreams would come true for you. And if you've manifested before and you feel like it doesn't work for you, trust me, it does work. It just takes some tweaking. It takes surrendering. It takes a lot of belief and a lot of practice sometimes. But I would just encourage like reading up about it, watching videos on it, and that'll really help you. So yeah, I'm feeling like because you have this fire in you, because you're kind of very impulsive at times, I think you can attract conflict, you can attract chaos into your life. So I would just say be really mindful of this. And I think one of your soul lessons is going to be how to calm down, how to remain level headed even when things are stirring you up, how to kind of tame that fire a little bit in you so that you can remain calm, so that you can be more efficient and you can work towards your goals a little bit more swiftly and a little bit more easily. Not that like it's a bad thing to have the inner fire. I'm just saying that